Out here, we try to read the hand of a person. He's aged 44 approximately, and he wanted to know more about his career. And the age that is represented on the sun line, this is the sun line. The sun line is out here. Any line which goes towards the third finger is the sun line. So you just have a look at it. This is the third finger, the ring finger. This is a ring finger. So the area under this is called the mount of sun, and if we find a prominent sun line as we see out here, it basically means that the person would have a very stable and secure career, and he would make a very strong uh, name out of his career, and he would be known for his work. And if we have this line to be prominent, it basically means that the person would be having a very strong career. So try to see at various points. uh, uh, I'll just explain to you, like this is the headline, and this is the money line. Out here there's a break, and there's a new changeover which is happening somewhere between the head, and this is the heart line. So out here there's a change that is happening, and whenever we see that there's a change, it basically means that some changes might take place sometime at the age of 44. And uh, or, like, this is the money line. It is going and touching the headline. The age is 35. Out at this point the age is 53, and this is 35. So we add up 53 plus 35, so comes to 88, divided by 2. So at this point the age is 44. So a major change is happening at this particular age, uh, according to the fate line, the money line. So so uh, so in this way we find that some changes might take place in a person's life. The other thing that we see is that the sun line. We also find here that uh, again the timings are going to remain somewhat similar. Uh, if the you'd find that out here the sun line is quite faint, and there's this at this point the line becomes a little bit more prominent, and the most prominent sun line is coming from somewhere out here at this point. So again, this is age 35, this is age 53, so somewhere in middle the line is starting. Automatically it means that at the age of 44 or so there would be some changes. There could be a major shift in a person's career, and as the line is very prominent, it basically means that the person would have a very solid career, and great amount of growth is going to be there in his career. A stable sunline does indicate that whatever we do, we would get good returns out of it. We also find that at this point, this is the heart line. So the sunline that is beyond the heart line is from 50. It could be 53 or 55. That's the age when the things are going to brighten up the most. And we also find out that there's a V-like formation out here. V-like formation. Any V-like formation towards the finger is considered to be good. Be it on the under the fourth finger, or the second finger, or the first finger. All these places, uh, indicates betterment coming to that particular person. So we like section out here is a good sign to have. And we do find here that under the fourth finger we find that there are perpendicular lines over it. Perpendicular lines over the mount of Venus indicates that the person is good at technical skills or business skills or any kind of skills. See, the Mercury mount is for people who can communicate their ideas very well, and they earn their living out of communication or technical skills. It could be through mathematics or CA or business or engineering or a doctor. So all kinds of skills basically come from here. Good oratory skills also come from the mount of Mercury. And having perpendicular line always is considered to be a good sign to have. The other thing we see here is that they are supporting money line. This is the main money line. There's a changeover at the age of 44, and this is the supporting money line. So supporting money line gives strength to the main main money line or the fate line. And as these lines are straight away targeting towards they're targeting towards the mount of Saturn. Saturn is the mount for materialism. Saturn is the mount for how much we accumulate wealth in our life. There should be least amount of lines out here. So lesser the lines are better. If the lines are there, it should be perpendicular lines like these are considered to be good. So we find here that a perpendicular line is out here. There's also this line out here. So I foresee that things should be good for this particular person. We also find another positive sign, that is we find that this is the money line, and there are few there are few upward line towards the fingers. And whenever we find this indication, we find that this person would be lucky in his life. Luck would strike repeatedly. These are the upward lines. We also find that this is the early period, and this is the later period of life. So out here also we find that there are few upward lines. So these mean betterment and better finances coming to this particular person. And now we see basically that we see the heart line. Heart line is also starting under the mount of Saturn. This is the heart line that is starting under the mount of Saturn. It indicates that the person is materialistic, and the person is good with money. He's a good money manager. See, Saturn gives more responsibility. Saturn is a slow moving planet. It gives results very slowly. It is a planet which indicates wisdom, this planet is also associated with old man. So these people basically know the importance of wealth and know the importance of money, so they use it wisely, and they keep the money wisely for in times of need. So these people do accumulate good amount of wealth in their life. And we also find that the heart line is reasonably okay. I mean to say, this line should not have any island like formations or break. So these also indicate that the person would be able to deal with stress, and person would be able to deal with problems much more easily. There wouldn't be any hardships that might come emotionally, and the person is going to remain stable in his life. The other aspect that we find here is that the Mercury finger is also of reasonable length whenever it touches nearly the first phalange of the ring finger. It's touching nearly the first phalange. It indicates that the person has got a reasonably good amount of technical skills or good communication skills. Uh, we just move on to the other hand, and uh, out here we see that this is the left hand. This is not the active hand to refer to, but still we are going to just take a look at it, and we find that the this is the lifeline and the headline. There's a big gap between them. It indicates that probably you might have been more rash by nature previously, in the early period of your life, and you might be never losing out on opportunities, but slowly with time things have changed, and we find that the headline and the lifeline, they are barely touching each other. So it means that you are known to take your decisions just in time, and never too fast, never too late. So it's a much better sign to have. The other aspect is that the headline is like drooping down, and then suddenly there's an upward kind of a curve. So out here, till early period to the age of 35, there's one way of thinking. Then some changes do happen, and there's a different way of thought process that arises. If when we see the headline to be curving a little bit upwards, it is always considered that it's going and targeting towards the amount of mercury. This is the amount of mercury, so it's targeting towards here, which automatically means that the person would be good at money, and technical skills would help him to attain much better heights. We also find that the sun line appears to be much prominent just after it crosses the heart line. So again, we see it in both the hands. So it indicates that probably it's going to come out true that that the career prospects are going to be much more brighter after the age of 53 or so. But according to your right hand, we find that the sun line appears to be much stronger just after the age of 44. So probably much earlier, as the sun line is somewhat coming from the Mars positive. This is the Mars positive, and a Mars positive is associated with the planet, tenacity. Like, in spite of opposition, person stands up and fight against odds. So this is a good indication, and this gives much more strength to the way the person achieves success. And I find that success is going to be there in this particular person's life, and his career is also going to brighten up, specifically sometime after the age of 50, like after the age of 44. And that's it for this particular rating. If you like the video, click on the like button, and do subscribe. Keep watching. And one more indication, we see that we find that there's a triangle-like formation on the heart line. So again, it is good indications that like it's forming with the sun line, the mercury line, and the heart line. So success will be there, and probably because the heart line is here, so probably aided by some loved ones. And that's it. Thank you very much.